Good evening, everyone. I'm Brylin Adams, and welcome to the Tuesday Night Preview. Tonight, I will be choosing 3 stars from last week's performances and highlighting 3 important games in the NHL this coming week. The first star that caught my eye was Austin Matthews, putting up just 9 points in just 4 games. The second star of the week goes to Anders Nilsson, stopping 96 out of the 101 shots he faced while maintaining a 3-0 record. Nilsson rejected 32 shots from the Rangers, made 26 saves in the overtime victory over the Kings, and topped off the week stopping the Canes with 38 key saves. Lastly, my third star of the week is Patrick Kane, tallying 4 goals and 4 assists in just 4 games while finding the back of the net twice in the defeat over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now for my 3 games of the week. First up, we have the Coyotes taking on the defending Stanley Cup champions, the St. Louis Blues, tonight at 8. The Blues are on a roll, consecutively winning their last 7 games. Jordan Binnington has been keeping the Blues on track, ranking second in the league with a total of 9 wins. The players have been distributing the wealth exceptionally well, especially David Perron. Perron has shown that he is a significant part of this team by becoming the first player in the Blues' history to record 3 overtime goals in any 7-game span, and made NHL history by scoring 3 overtime goals before his team's 20th game of the season. But Perron isn't the only one making history in St. Louis. Head coach Craig Berube has become the second fastest coach to reach 50 wins in franchise history behind Mike Yeo in just 81 games. Since Berube took over last year in November, the Blues' 50 victories are the 3rd most in the NHL, as well as their 109 points. Remember, in January, the Blues were in last place. Since then, their record was 42, 13-9, and went on to win the Stanley Cup, which made Berube the 7th head coach in the NHL history to bring home Lord Stanley after taking over a team in the middle of the season. On the flip side, the Coyotes are coming into this game with a ton of energy from last night's win against the Washington Capitals. Connor Garland, the team's leading scorer, finished off the shootout with a top-shelf goal in order to recover from blowing a 3-0 lead. Nick Schmaltz and Clayton Keller are the key duo leading this team, and all I'm going to say is that we haven't heard a ton from Phil Kessel since he's arrived in Arizona. 3 goals in just 18 games isn't good enough for a player like him. Darcy Kemper will be the deciding factor for tonight's matchup. He seems to be on his A game lately with a 93% save average, but will it be enough to stop the Blues' offense? Also, the Coyotes cannot afford to take a dumb penalty because the Blues have the special team advantage, ranking 4th in the league on their power play. I predict the Blues will win their 8th straight game tonight, 4-2. Next up, we have another Western Conference matchup. The Nashville Predators head to Vancouver to take down the Canucks tonight at 9. This game will either make or break the Predators' road trip. The win in Detroit, regulation loss in Colorado, and the shootout loss in San Jose should light a fire for the Preds in hopes they pull out a key victory tonight. All 22 skaters are healthy, and with Granlund, Forsberg, and Johansson on the first line, the team is looking good. It should be interesting to see what Roman Josi and Nick Bonino have in store for them tonight. Josi has 9 points in his last 9 games against the Canucks, and Bonino has tallied up 2 consecutive 2-point games against Vancouver, while recording 14 points in 22 career matchups against this team. The Canucks seem to be performing great on their home ice. Some big names that Nashville should look out for tonight are Elias Pettersson, last week's first star of the week, coming in with 15 points in his last 11 games. Bo Horvat having 12 points in the past 11 games. JT Miller is entering tonight on a 5-game scoring streak, and Quinn Hughes being tied for second among all rookies in scoring with 12 points. Vancouver's goal production for the month of October was phenomenal, totaling 45 goals and being the third best October for goal scoring in team history. Let's see if they can keep it up for the month of November. The Canucks' power play succession has been key to helping them win games. Therefore, the Predators should stay away from taking unnecessary penalties. Overall, I think the Canucks are going to put on a show at the Rogers Arena tonight and will win 3-2. Last, but certainly not least, we have the number 1 team in the Metropolitan Division, the Washington Capitals, versus the number 1 team in the Atlantic Division, the Boston Bruins, on Saturday at 7. Although the Capitals are coming off a heart-wrenching loss against the Coyotes, they still lead the league in goals with 77. The Capitals are doing exceptionally well by averaging 4 goals a game. I wonder if that cute puppy captain has anything to do with it. On the other hand, Boston has lost their last 3 games and are playing desperate for a W. Patrice Bergeron stated, "You want to take what we did right in the third period against Philly and kind of bring that for a full 60-minute effort this time around," end quote. Although the Bruins have hit a little bit of a rough patch, they continue to take over the leaderboards. David Pastrnak leads the league in goals and tied for second in points. Even though you hear different ways to say his name, Pastrnak, it doesn't even matter because everyone is talking about him. Brad Marchand is a league leader as well as ranking 4th in assists, and last week's 3rd star of the week, Tuukka Rask, is continuing to be a brick wall for the Bruins. Unfortunately, Krug has an upper body injury, and that will affect the Bruins' power play immensely because it ranks 1st in the league. Both teams are trying to reestablish themselves and get back on track to a winning streak. Therefore, I think this game will be a nail-biter, but I have Boston winning 4-3. All right, that's it for this week's show. I'm Brylin Adams, and I hope you tune in next week to see my next 3 picks for the Stars of the Week and Best Matchups. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.